Good morning. Welcome back to Learning with Miss Lee. Today we're going to talk some more about insects, but in particular butterflies. And so last week we talked about the bee and we did a diagram of an ant, a diagram of a bee life cycle, and today we're going to talk about the life cycle of a butterfly. And I'm going to read a book. It is called A Butterfly's Life. It is written by Melissa Blackwell Burke. A Butterfly's Life. And this is a beautiful monarch butterfly. There are over 17,000 butterflies in the world. And butterflies are all different types. They're different colors, different sizes. And we're going to look today as we talk about them. As I read this book, we're going to talk about all the different types of parts of them. There are 750 different species of butterflies here in the United States. And if you get the Birmingham News yesterday, April 19th, they have this wonderful school at home, and it had the butterfly to color, and then it had information about the butterfly life cycle on the bottom of the page as well. So if you have yesterday's newspaper from April 19th, grab it later and look at it and learn from it. All right, so the first thing we're going to learn is that the butterfly lays an egg. It begins its life as an egg, and you'll notice that this egg, it looks very big, but really it is teeny tiny, microscopic, and it's shaped like the egg that a chicken would lay. But like I said, there are over 750 here in the United States. There are 17,000 in the world, and the eggs look different. And I'm going to show you. Here are some more eggs. These are round. If you'll look at them right there, they're round. And a butterfly can lay 1,000 eggs in at one time. And they lay them on the bottom of a leaf. And you'll look right here, look at this. These don't look like, they look like a little cylindrical. They're look different from the other ones, and you'll see how many they are. These are spaced farther apart, and these are real close together, and so they're all different. And then here, these are this is a moth's egg, and they're shaped round and they're real close together. So they start off life as an egg. Well, then what breaks out of them is the pupa stage, the larva stage, But the larva is what we call a caterpillar, and they're all different types of caterpillars. I'm going to show you different ones. But these caterpillars are breaking out of these eggs, and we can see there are two right here, and they're see-through. You can see the caterpillar as it's coming out. And these caterpillars, look at them, they're solid black right now. And the caterpillar's going to eat the egg that it came out of, because the egg has got nutrients in it, and it helps it to grow. And so they're going to eat, but caterpillars eat a lot. So these two caterpillars are going to eat that egg, and then they're going to munch on everything. They munch and munch. They eat leaves, they eat branches, they eat flower petals, they eat all kinds of things. I'm going to show you another. This is a moth caterpillar, and it is the Carolina Sphinx. It is also called the tomato horn, because it's got the horn, but it loves to eat tomato leaves. And if you look, see how it's eating the leaf here. And then here is another caterpillar. And notice that This caterpillar is all fuzzy. This is the one that visited me the other day when we were doing the bee life cycle. This is just like that one. So it's fuzzy. It got little spines on it. Here's another one that is not fuzzy but smooth, but he looks like a zebra. He's all striped. So caterpillars are just like the butterflies that come after them. They all look different based on the type of butterfly they're going to become. The seeds, the eggs look different. The caterpillars look different. The larvae look different. But they all eat and eat and eat and eat. All right. As they grow, because the eggs are so tiny, they're very tiny. But as they grow, they outgrow their skin and they shed it. And over a period of about 2 to 4 weeks, they will continue to grow. And as they grow and get bigger, they will shed their skin. So they'll get rid of their shell, their skin. And a lot of insects do this as they grow. The shedding goes on, like I said, for 2 to 4 weeks. And then it will attach itself to a stem or a tree branch, and it will start changing. At this point, it builds a shell, and it crawls up. Here, this one is attached to the bottom of a leaf, and it makes a chrysalis or a pupa, and this around itself. And the pupa is inside the chrysalis, and so this one is green. Here we have a chrysalis that is black and white. They are all different, just like the caterpillar, just like the moths or the butterfly. This one is green, and it will stay in there, and it will not eat. It will stay in there, and it will grow. It will live off the fat that it has stored up while it was eating all those leaves for the last 2 to 4 weeks. It stays in here for 14 days, which is 2 weeks, and that's just about. It might stay more, it might stay longer, and it's changing. It is changing into a butterfly. It's growing wings. It's changing from having a lot of legs and being long to having the 6 legs and the 3 body parts that we talked about that all insects have. So it's changing. And we'll notice that here it is very opaque. You can't see through it. But as it grows, that chrysalis gets thinner, and you can see the butterfly's wing there. Look at the butterfly's wing. This is a monarch butterfly, and you can see the gold, you can see the black with the white spots. So you're starting to see that it is becoming a caterpillar. So becoming a butterfly, and it's changed from being a caterpillar. Now, when it first comes out, it splits open, and it starts to shed it. Now, it climbs out, but it has to stay there, because notice it's been in that little bitty, squished up chrysalis, and it's wet because it's been changing. It's soft, its wings are soft, its wings are wet, they're wadded up, so it's going to stay on that chrysalis and hang there until it dries out. Once it's dried out, though, he is going to fly. He needs to fly to spread his wings, and look how beautiful he is. Look how beautiful he is. Like I said, this is a monarch butterfly. This is a black checker spot. Isn't he pretty? But he's got little checker looking, like checkerboard. And like I said, this is a moth. This is the Carolina Sphinx moth. So they will all look different when they are adults than they do. So let's go here to our board and let's create the life cycle of a butterfly. So I said it starts off life as an egg. So I've written the word egg, and I'm going to draw a leaf, and I've put an egg on it. Now you can draw the eggs round. You can draw them oval like an egg, like a chicken egg that you eat, or you can draw them like this one, and like we saw in our book. And then it hatches from the egg and it becomes a larva. And in the case of the butterfly, in the moth, it is a caterpillar. And I'm going to draw an arrow because it's a cycle, so it means it goes around in a circle. And then the caterpillar grows and eats, and he then gets full after about 2 to 4 weeks, and he forms a chrysalis and becomes a pupa. And he's inside that chrysalis, growing his wings and transforming completely from a caterpillar with a long body, long cylindrical body, into that 3-part insect body. And then I'm going to draw my arrow up here, because then he becomes an adult, or she becomes an adult. And at this point, she's got her 4 wings, her 3 body parts, her antenna, her 6 legs. She is a full insect now. And then an adult goes off and lays more eggs. And so what we call this change in this life cycle is metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means to transform, to change forms. So this is a complete metamorphosis. It looks completely different as an egg, as a caterpillar, as a pupa in the chrysalis, and then as an adult. It completely transforms and changes, and has 4 complete versions of itself during its life cycle. Now, just like any other animal, its life cycle varies depending on the species. Some butterflies only live a couple of days. Some live for long periods of time, and they migrate from one country in South America to North America and back again. So sometimes butterflies can live for a long time, and sometimes they live for just a short time. So they need to, after they become a butterfly, they need to get back to laying those eggs so that they can complete this life cycle again. And then it cycles. It just goes on and on and on. That's why it's called a cycle. Well, I hope you had fun. Get out a piece of paper, draw the life cycle of a butterfly, and come back later. We're going to do another project with a butterfly. Have a good day.